So welcome everybody. Today I was thinking wanting to sharing with you guys a very important basic, and that basic is 见地. Okay, most people don't know about this thing. This related to your Kung Fu 100%. And in the same time, I received a message from Nimjo. After Nimjo was hearing my whining yesterday on the 6 core element and so forth. And so I'll let Nimjo share with you what happened.
Okay, thank you, Hendrik. Yeah. So yesterday, of course, for the people who watched the video, Hendrik corrected me on the mistakes that I was making in the learning process with the first stage of the 6-13-3 of the physical body. So today when I woke up, unfortunately, for some reason I had a really stiff back, so I didn't go to train. And I was in a lot of pain after taking the dogs for a walk. So I had some free time this afternoon and I said, okay, I'm gonna go through the stages again of the physical body, the awareness, open, linked, and light. And I'm gonna monitor it, even though that wasn't the main purpose. I thought it'd be interesting to monitor the situation as well. So yeah, this is the graph. And so from the beginning, this is lying down. And that was my heart rate after coming back, walking with the dogs. So I was in a bit of agony with my shoulder blade because they were pulling a lot. So anyway, I lay down on the bed and I went through the first stage of awareness, just being aware and moving the joints from the toes upwards for about, I don't know, it's about 7 or 8 minutes, I think they're spending each time a minute after moving each joint to observe what was happening, just to take notice of each joint separately. And then afterwards, after about 8 minutes, I started to go through what Hendrik explained yesterday, which is the open stage of unwrapping the body, just being aware how your body, well, for me, it felt like very, very comfortable, very, very heavy, like, I don't know, like very comfortable and not sleeping, but very relaxed. And so I was just observing that for about a good 12, 13 minutes, observing the open state of unwrapping itself, and notice how my shoulder blade, I could feel it. It wasn't as painful as before in any way, but I could still notice where it was hurting. And then after that, after I think it's around 18, maybe about 19 minutes, I started to try to do the linked state or observe the linked state, how each joint links to each previous joint, going through them again, and the body moved in a way which was not jerky. It started to move more naturally. Very, very small, tiny movements, but I could notice how the whole piece was moving more together. So yeah, I needed some work with the light state, because I'm not sure exactly how one is supposed to feel in the light state. So this is towards the end, but it felt very, very comfortable, and I didn't feel as heavy as the beginning in the unwrapping stage. So it felt more dynamic. It felt the body was more alive towards the end. That's for sure. So yeah, that's the 30 minutes. Of going through the whole process. Your microphone, Hendrik.
Okay, one second. So you see, at the unwrap, your body actually open it up to have the circulations and so forth. So in the link, you have some movement there in your body.
Yeah.
And then when you light, you're just going down. But you see, versus your heart rate from heart rate here, this unwrap and here is no longer this.
No.
So your state changes. And so when you practice Shu Lim Tao, it needs to from here to go down to this. So every day you practice it, and then when the day you have a good day, when your body is not pain, you will be able to handle this. And even when the body is pain, you relax it. This is loosening up your body to help your body to recover, right?
Yeah.
So that is why it is important. Why it is important to go through every step of that, and you know exactly this is not selling you snake oil. I don't own Garmin, the company. Okay, so okay, so after that, you do this.
After that, I decided to try the N1, and to be I don't know, maybe a little bit more aware of what was happening with the breathing, because in the first stage, I wasn't paying so much attention to just the breathing. No, I was trying to listen to each joint of the body. So just give me 1 second. I apologize for that.
No worries.
My dog was crying. He was cold. Anyway, so yeah, this is the N1. So really, it was pretty much like being in the open state, hyper relaxed, very, very comfortable. But yeah, of course, maybe I don't know, but perhaps I need to work on the mental thing, because there's quite a lot of spikes in the first 11 minutes.
So from here, we see why you are not really handle the N1. N1 is just for you to go down there and wait. And you don't even need to think about anything. You just wait. The key word is wait. And obviously you are not. You are doing something else with your breathing and so forth, whatever, okay? So N1 is just, you just wait. So N1 will get you go deeper than the opening, the unwrap state, okay? And this is, you see that here is 55 here, it going down, it's really going down here now, okay?
Yeah,
After
I mean, the end of the process, it was smoother.
At front, you know, your body is, so the if you can handle it very well, you will go down. But again, if your body is in pain or when you're sick, you know, you have all kind of stuff because you're human, okay? But
yeah, I mean, maybe that's what the spikes are.
Yeah, the things that you have all this trend of going down, meaning that the big direction is proper, but you can work with the instruction more, you know, on the N1, and you know, so here is 55, you get down to say 56 or whatever. Here you see the thing going down. Now you compare with this. See, this is above 60.
Sure.
Right? So, so as what I share in the basic Wing Chun art and science is get you be able to know your body, okay? And one is drop you deep into the the beginning of the 修炼塔 with this 站桩 in the today's words, okay? So that you can nurture qi, meaning that your mind quiet down, okay? You need to have your mind quiet down, the body loose in order to get into the qi stuff, energy, and your breathing proper. Remember, the first thing is body is loose. The second is the mind has to be quiet down. The third is the breathing become natural. So you see, you do the, from the Garmin just now, from the aware, open, you see your body handle and then the heart rate going down. When you get to the N1, you go deeper. When your mind quiet down. So step by step, you're going down there. So that is how Kung Fu is developed. You go through it again and again and again until you're flown with it and you go inside there. And then you can get deeper, deeper, deeper. And of course, we are human. We might have a limitation, a boundary. But that is what it is. Okay. So in the basic Wing Chun art and science, and in the Wing Chun inception, all of those is the basic, in-depth, comprehensive of Wing Chun, 修炼塔. There is a reason why I pull you in. I know you don't have much time. I pull you in because I was thinking to present this to everybody. This is called 见地, a Buddhist term. So what is 见地? Jiandi is in-depth, comprehensive understanding of that subject. If you want to develop Kung Fu, you first need to have the Jiandi. Jiandi come with different level. Like for example, after you go through what you go through this morning, Kim Jo, you will have the 见地 of the physical element and some on the N1. Okay, so the mind element and physical element, you have some 见地 there. You have some, to say, basic in-depth, not really advanced in-depth, basic in-depth and comprehensive understanding of how this thing works. The reason why yesterday I said you need to go through all the 6 core elements, if you don't have the 见地 of the 6 core elements, how do you know what is what? So 见地, you need to develop that. What you develop from that is Kung Fu. You have the 见地. Like right now, you're already going through all this thing. You keeping practice it, train in it. That is your Kung Fu. Now, you need to have this in the 6 core element. Without this, without the 见地 and then develop the Kung Fu, like yesterday I said, oh, what reference? What reference? Well, when you do reference, you're just playing in your mind. You actually don't know what it is. With the 见地, proper 见地, and the Kung Fu is mean like magicians. Apple. This is apple. So that is important for us, the practitioner. If one want to be a sifu, one need to have the 见地 and develop the 功夫. The reason why we go to advanced sifu, because they have advanced 见地, advanced, in-depth, comprehensive understanding. Okay, so for example, say Jigoro Kano. You know who is Jigoro Kano?
Mm-hmm.
The founder of judo. He have the 见地 and the 功夫 before he can create his judo. So you see, he lay a really strong foundation there. And now he's in Olympic. So he have the advanced, in-depth, comprehensive understanding on jiu-jitsu prior to him. Okay. Now, if you are a sifu, you need the basic, very basic to teach others. Otherwise, you don't know. You cannot just buy and sell. I go learn the sets, 1850 sets from Cho Hong Choi, and then I sell you. That is not Kung Fu at all, because there's no 见地 there. The reason why I spend a lot of time with late Sifu Cho Hong Choi is because that 见地, okay? The reason why I go get a lot of different Sifu is because I want to have their 见地, and sometimes my 见地 is wrong. Like my 见地 in, say, Zen is wrong. So I got corrected by my late Sifu Venerable Xuan Hua on Zen. So there's the first thing Venerable Xuan Hua told me: Hendrik, don't bullshit if you don't know it. It means that if you don't have the 见地, develop the Kung Fu, you don't talk. Okay?
Mm.
That's how the ancient it is. The proper Chinese way, and you see the Japanese is really tight on that. You look at like people like Mas Oyama, beside the Jigoro Kano, all have that. On the other hand, you look at Chinese martial art today, including Wing Chun. They are using, oh, my sifu teach me this. It is from this lineage. That doesn't say anything about 见地. And thus, you know whether they have that Kung Fu or not. That's why your Xiu Ling Tao screw up, because whoever passing that do not have the 见地 and do not have the Kung Fu. Same thing. If you want to be a researcher, remember Tang Hao say that stop to just seduce your reader or whoever to become like the boxer librarian stuff. Using that fictions, Muay fight, Jisim fight, Muay whatever, fighting each other, those kind of stuff. So Tang Hao actually went to investigate on everything. And he wanted to be scientific. The reason is, for example, if we talk big and if we meet Jigoro Kano. Do you think we can bullshit him with a guy who have such high jiandi and such high kung fu? Okay. But people in such high jiandi and kung fu, they become humble because they see there are so many things in the world. So even in the history, today everybody claim they are researching. Somebody say that, oh, this is the oldest Wing Chun set. This is oldest Xiu Lim Tao. This is a pre-Red Boat. This is Shaolin. Well, if you are like people like Tang Hao, you see that about Jian Di. If you have the in-depth understanding and comprehensive understanding, whatever you said, it can be known. Without that, like 100 years ago, Tang Hao said, hey, come on, it is not like that. So today I want to live with you on this Jian Di. Wing Chun for past 130 years. People just learn from one, like I learned from this sifu, and sifu taught me this way. So it become really narrow. And right now you don't see people have this Jian Di. The basic of Wing Chun, the core of Wing Chun is very simple. Receive and move in the same time. That's where you neutralize him and you attack him if you want to. Receive and move in, that's it. That is the core of Wing Chun. But after 100 years, 130 years, so many claim that my sifu said this, sifu said this. You don't have that Jian Di. If you want to talk about Wing Chun pre-Red Boat, even Tang Hao can tell you, hey, real Shaolin martial art pre-Red Boat is, yes, receive and move in. So if you don't have receive and move in, you say that your Wing Chun is pre-Red Boat, then even Tang Hao will know there's a speculation. It's baseless. And then if you say today that Wing Chun is from Shaolin and short strike, but you will not be able to say that this is the receive and move in. You got a problem. So from here you can see that it's Jian Di. For example, Grandmaster Yip Man, prior to his pass away, he said that Wing Chun Tan Bong Fok is received. It is not that Tan Bong Fok, it is that receive. Sure, he missed the move in part. But well, I mean, how the hell are we going to expect everybody is perfect? You can at his time when life is difficult. But at least that in his last interview, he said that whatever he can give you, he give it to you. Do you listen? So remember, if you want to be a researcher, you better to have the Jian Di. You want to be a sifu, you better be able to have the Jian Di. You want to be a grandmaster to start a lineage or whatever, you better have the Jian Di and Kung Fu like Jigoro Kano or Mas Oyama or Gracie Helio, if I pronounce the name. If you don't have that, you just wanting thing to be your way, but you don't have that solid thing. So can I be Hendrik Santo, start a new American Wing Chun? No, I cannot. I just present to you what exists there. I'm not up to Jigono Kano or Mas Oyama. I'm just investigating this thing. Okay. So the bottom line is you need to go through what you go through the 6 core elements. The book is not there to sell you snake oil. The book is for you there, as you know. It's pain there. I'm going to do that. So even if you have to go to see a medical doctor, you can work with the medical doctor to help him to treat you. And this is not the magic chi stuff or magic this, magic that stuff. It fit into medical science today. Okay. So this is what I like to share with you guys, you know, and so Nimjo continue on, and today don't go doing something, don't go practice kung fu, fighting, sparring, and all those high intensity stuff because your body cannot take it.
Yeah.
That's how we learn our body. That's why a lot of people, including our uncle Bruce Lee, get into trouble is because of this. So I'm not the guy who said that Bruce get into trouble for that. Nan Huaijing, the guy, the Buddhist scholar, the chi and the chakra expert and so forth, he said that. Okay, I just quoting him, so don't screw a thing. But he explained that this is the thing. Man's will can be like steel, but this body, if you cannot do it, we damage it. So is this too bad that Bruce is not born in here? If Bruce is born today, got the Garmin, Western sports science have this recovery and training thing. Bruce will not get into that. So it is a lot of tragic in the past. The reason why I'm sharing all this is to cut down tragic. I have, you know, those who spar with me. One guy who is really good in spar and fighting, street fighting too, get ambushed, stabbed to death before 20-year-old. Another guy who sparred with me, my senior and so forth, street fighter, get into street fight and so forth, end up in the mental institutions before 40-year-old because of hit in the head. Another cousin who is very good in sparring in the class, got kicked in the head and never wake up. Another classmate have hernia and so forth, passed away before 40. Another of my sifu passed away before 50, kidney issue. Another of my sifu passed away, get ambushed in the street before 60. Another of my sifu passed away, heart issue before 60. You want me to teach you techniques to fight? I can. I see so many people, all the faces in my mind. Within that 10 years time, this is what I see. Is Wing Chun real? Sure. But how many can be Jigoro Kano? And why is it Jigoro Kano want it to be like sport and Olympic, no longer jiu-jitsu? Have you read about it, Ninja?
You can tell me.
Why is, I let you guys find out, why is Kano moved from jiu-jitsu to judo? Read about it, research about it. Okay. There's a lot of humanity back then. So this is what I like to share with you. Remember the word 见地. You go to a sifu, if you want to learn from a sifu, you want to know his 见地. So he can teach you. Okay? And only with 见地 you can develop your kung fu, like I just explained just now to Nim Jo, right? So if you want to be expert, you want to be sifu, you want to be grandmaster who start another new lineage, go ahead. Get your 见地, get your kung fu. Sky's the limit. But without knowing the 见地 and have never developed a kung fu, keeping saying that talk with your hand, not talk with your mouth, or just interpret some Chinese term and then you think that you are a researcher, or just interview the sifu, and you think you're a researcher. Sorry, sir. Even 100 years ago, by the standard of Tang Hao, you are not even kindergarten. So you might thinking, well, why am I pulling this so strict? If judo, Kodokan is not strict, will you think it be able to last until today? If, say, Hong Seng Chai Lei Fat is not strict, do you think it can last 100 years? And you see Kodokan, how many people they develop? Like even the Gracia BJJ family, that's from Kodokan, right? The grandfather, if I'm not wrong, I heard that they study the judo Kodokan stuff. So, you know, if I'm not wrong, you know, I believe I heard somewhere that from that. I could be wrong, but that's what I heard from the way BJJ come from, you know, learning from all those things. So you need to know it is really strict thing up there with a mind of the will of steel, and then also with a really good body in order to be able to do that. Bruce have the will of steel, Bruce Lee, because his back is hurt at one time. I heard that, right? I think I can be wrong. But the body handling at that time is not like modern science today. So there's a lot of factor there. And I'm not in that group. My interest is just to give this whatever culture and educations on the past to you guys. So that's all what I'm, and then now, of course, you know, because I'm a design engineer, I know all this thing. So I said, well, just use this thing to check yourself. And then everybody can grow, can proceed further. So that's what it is. Okay, nice to talk to you guys today. Hopefully that whatever I share benefit you. Remember one thing, your health is much important than anything. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Hendrik.
Thank you.